everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to be making some mayonnaise in the Thermomix, and I made some yesterday and it is so deliciously creamy and yum. You'll never buy mayonnaise again, and there's so much you can do with it. I'll be talking about all the things you can do. When I make mayonnaise, I just make plain mayonnaise and then I add to it rather than making a specific type of mayonnaise. I just have my basic and then I add different things, different ingredients to make it pretty special. So this mayonnaise recipe is around on the internet quite a bit. I actually think Tanina Holder developed it. She was a recipe developer for Thermomix many years ago, and she still develops a lot of recipes for the Thermomix. So you can, I think it's Cooking with Tanina is her website. So for sure, go on there and have a look. She's got some great recipes. So what this does is it takes out the guesswork. It actually warms the ingredients before we add the oil, only to 37. It doesn't cook them, but it just means that the oil will emulsify a lot more easily because all the ingredients are the same temperature. So let's start. We're going to add the freshest egg possible. I've got my own chook, so I'm very lucky. So pop that in, no need for a butterfly or anything like that. So 1 egg. I use 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I think apple cider vinegar is the nicest. The others are a little bit harsh, but you could play with verjuice or white wine vinegar. I wouldn't use brown vinegar. I think that'd be a bit harsh. You can use lemon juice as well. So it's any acid. And mustard. I use Dijon mustard. I love the flavour of Dijon mustard, and it is actually an emulsifier. So it helps to emulsify that oil with the vinegar and the egg. And the egg yolk is also an emulsifier. So there we go. And a teaspoon of salt and some pepper. I'll have the recipe on my blog, so don't worry about ingredients or amounts at the moment. So there we go. Now I also like a sweeter mayonnaise. I like that sweet tart combination. So I use rice malt syrup because it's mild. It has no flavour. If you use honey, you would have a honey flavoured mayonnaise, and because we want a liquid as well. So I think this is probably one of the best options, and I just put a couple of tablespoons of that in. Now what we do is we set the machine to 4 minutes. 4. There we go. 37. So it's always time, temperature, speed. Remember when you're using heat. And we're setting it to 4. Now after 3 minutes of mixing, which is going to be pretty boring, so I suggest that you fast forward at this stage. What I'll be doing is then adding the oil, and that will take a minute. Now by a thin stream and steady stream, I look at, say, a stalk of wheat. That's kind of the diameter of the stream that I use, if that helps. Because I know these words that are used are a little bit nebulous, and it's a bit hard to work out exactly how thin and steady this stream should be. We leave the MC in place because it has gaps in there, and the oil will gradually dip in, and then you just scrape the rest of it in when it's finished. So we'll go through that right now. We don't want to go 40, we need to. By the way, I learnt something the other day. Instead of using the touch screen, you can actually use your silver dial to move between each of the functions. So I just press the dial to go to the next function. I think that's lovely. It's quite amazing, the things you learn. And I've been using a Thermomix for a long time, so there's always something to learn. Okay, speed 4. While that's mixing, I could tell you a few of the ways that you can use this mayonnaise. For a coleslaw dressing, you could add a little bit more apple cider vinegar and some French mustard. And I like to sweeten it with a little bit of pineapple juice. And then I pop the pineapple in the coleslaw. And if you didn't want to do that, you could just add some cream, perhaps, for the creamier style coleslaw. Ranch dressing. Chop up some dill, parsley and some chives in your Thermomix, and then mix with a half a cup of your mayonnaise, half a cup of commercial buttermilk, the thick buttermilk, not what you get after making butter, because that's very thin, and then a quarter of a cup of sour cream or yogurt. Pop in a teaspoon or so of onion powder and garlic powder and season it to taste. Potato salad dressing. Equal parts sour cream, yogurt and mayo. And I like to add some chopped gherkin and some mint. Tartare sauce. Chopped cornichons, you know those little tiny dill pickles. Chopped capers, which you could chop in the Thermomix, and you could also zest your lemon in there, because I use lemon zest, and lemon juice to taste. And a curried salad dressing for a curried pasta salad or a curried rice salad. Just add a teaspoon of curry powder and equal parts of mayo with cream or sour cream. What are we up to? We've gone past. No, we haven't. It's 2:16. I've got to wait for a minute. Getting very scared there. So we've got 2 minutes to go. You could probably fast forward now because I'll just be blabbing on otherwise. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start adding the oil because I think 2 minutes is probably a good time. Depends how, how steady you are with holding a jug for this time. So we're gradually adding it. So you can see the thin stream. I hope you can see the thin stream there. I'll do it that way and you might be able to. Probably not. Maybe if I turn it that way, that might help. There we go. So you can hear it changing a little bit. It's starting to emulsify. You can double this too. So just double all the ingredients. You probably would need the full 2 minutes to actually emulsify that oil. Going in beautifully. About 40 seconds to go. I'm probably halfway through my jug. 250 mils of oil, and I use a mild, very mild oil. I prefer grapeseed. If you want to use olive oil, get the light tasting one because olive oil will be very bitter in a mayonnaise. I tried avocado oil before and that was a bit bitter as well. I think grapeseed, rice bran probably are the best oils to use. Oh, I've only got a few seconds. I might just increase that. It's not going to hurt. So generally it will take a minute. I've just started at the 2 minute point because I didn't want to bore you. There we go, and it's cooling down because of course it was on 37. And we should have some beautiful, beautiful mayonnaise, and of course we do. There we go, it's a little bit, so I'll just scrape it in. It will be a bit thinner because it's warm. So once it goes into the fridge, it will thicken up beautifully and be creamy and lovely like my mayonnaise that I showed you in the jar. Here we go. My eggs yolks are quite yellow because my chickens get green feed, so my mayonnaise is quite yellow. So there we go. See, it's quite runny. It will be thicker, as I said, once it goes in the fridge. Taste it to check. That's lovely. That is really, really delicious. All right, so if you have any questions, make sure that you could email me or you could pop it in the comments, because this will be on my Facebook page. It'll also be on my blog in the recipe, Bush Gourmand. So you can just Google Bush Gourmand and you'll find me. And mayonnaise, easy. No fail, I reckon. All right, thanks for watching.